And I'm not trying to be cool. These are prescription.
Well, you look cool anyway.
Oh, thank you.
So what was the lure of Revolution for you?
The lure. Look, script comes at you. It's got J.J. Abrams written across the top, written by Eric Kripke. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be directed by Jon Favreau. I don't need to read it. And that's kind of how it came about.
Did you want to know which character you were going to play?
Well, I went in to meet Eric and John, actually, and they sort of, they pitched me on what the show was. And again, I was like, guys, I don't need to hear it. I'm in. Let's just do this.
Talk about your character, who he is, what your character's arc
His name is Miles Matheson. He's an ex-military guy. Before the power went out, he was in the army with his buddy. His brother is an algebra teacher at a college and has some information about what's about to go down. We have no idea what that is. Cut to 15 years later, Miles has he's been in hiding. He started a bar in Chicago making his own booze and just trying to get out of everything because we'll find out that he's been in the fight for a long time and had to make an escape. And his niece comes to visit him and unfortunately brings him back in and he wants no part of it. So I spend a lot of time being reluctant. And it's so well written by Eric. I can let his words do the work for me, which is great.
Could you imagine life though, like just as a person without power, without all these societal pleasures, I guess. That we have?
Yeah, we try to do it all. It's a constant topic of conversation on the set. I mean, we'll start shooting something and we'll start talking about the what ifs. And yeah, I try not to rely on technology as much as I actually do. I used to use a computer to play online poker. Period. But yeah, I mean, you take away a smartphone now, and you're lost in the woods. Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine it now.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
We certainly wouldn't be doing this, would we?
That's right. We'd be all writing down on paper.
What kind of training did you do for this show?
Well, I'm still doing it as we go, but we have an excellent stunt coordinator and choreographer named Jeff Wolf. He did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he's our guy. And so he's my everything for that kind of stuff. But we've been doing a lot of sword work, and he's gotten me actually in the gym. I have never been to the gym in my life. I'm not kidding. But we're going to need it because it's quite physically demanding doing that stuff. But it's 2 tons of fun.
Kind of going off of that, your character also has some special skills that we discovered in the first episode.
Yeah, he does. He's handy with some knives and swords and things. Yeah. And luckily, I'm kind of a guy who I'll pick up stuff and fiddle with it and flip it around and stuff like that. So, I mean, some of that stuff came naturally to me. And, some of it got a little too cute and too fancy, actually. But I have a good time with that stuff. And I'm a guy who... you put any stunt in front of me and I want to do it. I would rather not use the stunt. I like to get out there and jump around and play. That's why I got into this business.
How far into the series have you guys actually gotten?
We shot the pilot. We start shooting the rest of the series on Monday.
Wow.
It's a big mystery to you.
I just read the next script yesterday, day before yesterday.
Tell us all about it.
I can't. But it's gonna keep climbing the ladder. It really does. I mean, these guys, this trio, really, they know how to hit home runs, and it makes us all excited to do it. It's lots of fun.
How do you think this is a show that people are going to tune into, that people will relate to? What is it about Revolution that they'll find and stick with?
I think people love the what ifs. I think people love not only questioning themselves and having a topic for discussion, but as an entertainment piece, you take this concept and like we were just talking about, what if you didn't have this? What if you didn't have a cell phone? But beyond that, it's really a show about, okay, what if that? Then how do we get along with each other? How do we find each other? How do we actually communicate? How does it affect everything that we do, our families, our outlook for the future? And that's where the glimmer of hope comes in every episode. Hopefully there will be that thing to reach for.
You just said you just read the second episode. How far in advance would you like to know about where the series is going as an actor, or would you rather just take it as a...
I don't want to know. I enjoy being a fan along with the rest of the viewers, and I don't need to. I don't want it to be informed about stuff like that. If my character doesn't know it, then I don't want to know it.
Interesting. So are you going to film in Chicago? That's my hometown.
We are shooting in Wilmington, North Carolina, but we'll make parts look like Chicago.
No, you guys never do. Not to Chicago.
What would you say is the one emotion he's kind of clinging to once he discovers that his family needs him? What is he going to latch on to? Is this my responsibility, or is it just
Well, that's the thing. He'd just rather not. The last thing he wants is any kind of responsibility, especially emotional family responsibility. This is a guy who wants to check out. And like a lot of characters of this ilk, there's just a chocolate center in there somewhere that somebody's going to find at some point, and his niece does. So, but he wants nothing to do with it.